And let's get into this mini review of Eden Restaurant in West Park. Some people may get confused because it borders Miramar. Um, so I went there with Papa Keith. When was that? PK Tuesday. He invited me out. I've been wanting to get to this restaurant, heard a lot of good and bad things about it, but I was like, I'm a person, I want to see it for myself. And so love the ambiance, love that it's black owned. The owner is from Nigeria. Cool guy, cool guy. The service was decent or whatever. And for me, I really what I really loved about it was the fact that is a very, very nice ambiance. It was giving me like that Philly, DC, Atlanta vibe. Like when you go to those black owned restaurants, it's really giving that inside. And as you can see, like, and let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all so y'all can see. It's like it has like this nice decor and it's giving Garden of Eden. And so I will say I wasn't blown away by the food, but it wasn't horrible. It's definitely enough for me to go back and try other dishes. I just think the things that I had, which were the coconut shrimp, which I did not like at all, just wasn't the best. But I had the whole snapper, and that was good. And so anything with any restaurant, you're not gonna love everything, but I will say that the overall experience was definitely enjoyable, and I would go again for a date or a girls' night. I know that 99 Gems does a night there, so I would, definitely pull up on it. So I would just encourage everybody to go for themselves, to try it out for yourselves. And at the very least, just on GP, let's go support something dope in our community that we don't got to go to Los Olas or South Beach for. It's black owned, a great ambiance, great vibe, and you definitely want to check them out. I also, too, would encourage you, if you get there, there's like limited parking, so you may want to ride share or, carpool with someone because there's not a lot of parking where it is. But for me, I was able to find a space. And if you go like on a weeknight, like when we went, it wasn't super busy. Well, I mean, it got busy, but it was still enough. It was still parking available. So just keep that in mind on the day you go because parking is a little scarce. But yeah, shout out to Eden Restaurant out there. I'm going to go back. Now they're going to know. I hope that, y'all don't share this with them because I want to be able to give an unbiased review for you guys and really try a bunch of different things from the menu and have the full service thing. Also, too, going with Papa Keith. Sometimes, he famous. So people sometimes, they treat you a little bit different if they know who you are. So hopefully they don't see this. And I get to go with Ashley and have like the full dining experience so I could come back and report back to you. Because what I'm hearing is that some of these social media influencers are like shaking down restaurants and saying like, if you don't pay me, I'm going to report a bad review, right? And so that has happened to, different restaurants like Eden and things like that. And so I want to be able to be in a space to be like, hey, let me just tell an honest, review as a journalist, as somebody who does this work from that side. I'm not like just somebody who just picked up a camera and started talking. Like I went to school for this, FIU School of Journalism, Mass Communication. Like, don't play with me. Interned at Miami Herald, interned at CBS Miami, worked for McClatchy, which owns Miami Herald and Bradenton Herald and a bunch of papers across the country. Okay, worked for iHeartMedia. Like, I am seasoned. Okay, I am pedigreed. Okay, so with that said, I want to be able to give a fair review, unpaid, and pay for my own food, go in there, have the full experience, so I can give you guys an unbiased review on what it was like to go to Eden. Because of some of the things that I've been seeing, I wanted to do that and have a conversation too. We need to have a conversation too about how we support Black-owned businesses, especially Black restaurants. What space do influencers have in this? What's their role? And also, too, calling out bad behavior. If any of y'all fucking influencers are shaking down a Black-owned business, a small local business who's trying to make it and telling people, pay you $1,000, pay you $500 so you don't post something to your 50, 100,000 followers, something negative that's not true, that's so fucking wrong. And honestly, you know what? Karma will get you. If you doing stuff like that, karma gonna get you. And so if y'all just see an influencer just fall off, and I don't mean like fall off something, but like something like where you like, what happened to such and such? It's probably because they doing stuff like this. And I was really, really surprised to see that people were doing that. But you know what? Not really too surprised because people trying to eat, and that's just what it is. No, Tip, they actually are doing that. And I want to talk to some other Black-owned restaurants or local restaurants to see if they've, experienced that too. Because I'm hearing that from different people. It's like, yeah, especially if you're the new hot trendy place, if you don't pay them, they will post something negative. So I will also say, take what an influencer says with a grain of salt, because two things that they don't do, they're definitely spreading bad reviews. Yep. Two things that if you're not working for, let's just say, a credible news source or media outlet, you could just do whatever on your phone and say whatever on your phone, right? So they don't disclose when they getting paid. They don't disclose if they threaten somebody and say, hey, so you don't know what angle they coming from. If the Miami Herald, Sun Sentinel, Miami Times, High Low News, iHeartRadio, 1035 The Beat, the TV stations, if they go in there to do a story or do a review, there are certain ethics that we have to abide by because of just the industry that we're in. If you are a credible source and you don't want to have certain repercussions, but also too, that's just a part of the industry. And so if you're getting paid for a review or somebody paid for your food, you disclose that because it gives the person full context of what the situation is, right? So if I got paid to come in there to eat food, y'all gonna know I'm gonna take what Janey saying, not as to heart, because clearly she got paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? So like knowing that information is helpful to the public, or whatever. Like they don't disclose a lot of information. So y'all just keep that in mind when y'all see influencers, because most of the time, especially too, if they got a bunch of followers and they don't build up, they more than likely are getting paid for it. So you may still, it's awareness, a commercial for the business, but I probably wouldn't take everything they say in the heart about like the food and the drinks and everything, because they're getting paid. So of course they're gonna say something positive. And on the other end too, we don't know if somebody's saying something negative, if they shaking down a restaurant as well. So just keep that in mind with these influencers with they funky ass. Super interesting. I deal with them a lot, and that's wild to do. Very, very wild to do. Especially to a small business. I couldn't, like, how you do that. But that's it for our news you can use segment.